I hope you enjoyed this video. I did not enjoy making it. I am never doing this challenge again. We're doing the challenge again! It's been long enough that I don't remember how bad it was. Oh yeah, I just woke up. This is the first thing I'm drawing today, by the way. The last time I was animating Artificer, the antlers were kind of a problem. So I'm chopping them off. I think it can show the passage of time. It's not just because I don't want to draw them. What if Artie was old? I think most characters can be improved by just making them old. The only idea I had was to make like a sequel-ish kind of thing to Artie vs. Scav Chief. I had this idea like back when I was working on that video, and I thought I was going to do it after I would be done with the actual animation, but then I never did. Yeah, that's an okay design. Like, this is a recognizable Artificer, and it took me like 3 seconds to draw. So I made kind of like a priority list for all the shots that I'm gonna have for this video. I'm going to be working on the shots that are super necessary first. Toes. Also, the last time I ran out of time while editing, I had reserved 1 hour for editing, and that wasn't nearly enough. So this time I'll have 2 hours for editing. What if Artie was like raising up their arms like this? Could that be cool? It might be faster to do some like scribble animation here and there, like some like really edgy 2010s AMV stuff. So angry. I don't know if that's a good sketch, but we're moving on. Corpses. This is gonna be like the classic head lifting thing in an edgy AMV. Oh, it's only been like 15 minutes and I'm this far into the sketch. I think this will be fine. I'll be fine. Never mind that I only have 3 hours, 4 hours to animate all of this, and then the rest goes to editing. You know, who cares about that? I'm fast. Here, if I do like a cool little camera motion, then I'll like give this sense of urgency, I think. These are just gonna be some random scavs. And then the shadow appears. Yeah, so here I'm gonna have like a wind effect. Something like that, yeah. Okay, now I'm moving on to animating all of the priority shots, and then I'll return back to animate the rest of them. But this is just in case that I run out of time. That frame is not great. We have limited time here. We can't be fixing things. Yeah, it's very inconsistent. We're not gonna have time to fix it, so I don't know why I even felt the need to check. Okay, I'm not gonna do this coloring on the different layer because, like, who cares about the integrity of the line art? Not me! This animation is so ass. Okay, let's do a background. Okay, let's get some screenshots. I'm kind of doing a similar thing as I did with the Artie vs. Scav Chief AMV, where I just kind of blur this background to hell and back. Where the fuck is my timer? Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna have time to shade Artie. It's fine. It's been a little bit since I last animated a Skug. Just trying to remember all the deets. It's kind of whimsical. It'd be cool if I could get another shot done in the first hour. Animation takes like a really long time normally. Like an AMV can take anywhere between a few weeks to a few months. And sometimes when I'm working on those really long projects, I wonder if I could cut corners and make the time pass a little faster. So yeah, this idea has kind of been in my head ever since I was working on Artie vs. Scav Chief, but I never ended up making it, and I don't think I ever would if it wasn't for this video. I find that that's the case a lot of the time, like, because we refuse to get something done quickly, we end up not making it at all. And I think even if this animation will suck at the end, I think that's still better than never doing it at all. That's just my opinion though. So that's the first hour. I'm gonna take a little break and we'll continue after. There are like multiple shitposts I've made in which I have put more effort into the animation than this. But shitposts take like a long time to make. They very often take longer than 6 hours. So I guess this kind of quality of animation is what some people would call lazy. But personally, I do not think animation can be lazy. Most of us are not required to make animation. Spending time on something that you literally don't have to do. No way in the world that could be lazy. Also, I think the concept of laziness is neoliberal propaganda, so I wish people weren't so afraid to make things kind of quickly. Generally speaking, I would love to see the kinds of things that people would make if they didn't feel the pressure to make them like really intricate and perfect and like spend multiple months on those, because I think most people who start on multi-month projects will never end up finishing them for like understandable reasons. And while I think this challenge is actually like kind of painful, in a way I also think it's like very healthy to occasionally spend less time on a project. It's quite many. But I think these ones I do have to shade. Yeah, for those who don't know, I managed to demolish my wrist when I was working on my master's thesis. I don't have any problem drawing, but I do have a problem just like using the computer mouse. Okay, so that's kind of problematic. I have anti-aliasing turned off. I am so upset, it's eating the wrinkles. Okay, I changed my mind, I do care. I care a lot. My insistence on drawing wrinkles is causing problems for me. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that adding extra details would cost me time? I have a feeling that trying to shade my animation might be a bad idea, but it'll look cool. This is basically the sort of thing that most animation programs would do automatically, but because I am not actually using like an animation program, I have to do all of this manually. Oh, that took me kind of long, didn't it? Well, it's like one of the most important shots. I think it's okay for me to take long. To this day, I still do not know how to draw a scavenger. This is actually like really tough on my wrist. Imagine if there was an AI that would just like redraw your scribbles, but kind of different. I would love that. ASMR. For free. God, it's already been like an hour and a half. I'm gonna need to speed things up a little bit, I think. Then Artie raises their head. And they're old. Haha, 420. Do we have time to in-between this? I think we can do like one. Like, we're gonna do 2 in-betweens. Just no more than that. Okay, maybe just 1 frame. Just 1. I'm just gonna like tween it. I'm not gonna do it properly. This is fine. This is fine. This is okay. I can shade this. This is like just a few frames. I'll just shade it a little bit. I won't shade it much. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. The perspective could be better, but I think it's fine, right? This is fine. And I've mostly been doing like actual animation, which I think is pretty impressive if I say so myself. Putting animation in an AMV, in an animated music video. I don't think I've ever drawn a scavenger outside of like Artificer animation, so I actually don't know what they look like. In my book, scavengers exist to die. If I get this together with some like camera motion, I think it'll look okay. Gotta spend that extra hour of editing time on something, right? Sure. Okay. I can make it look more urgent with some editing, I think. I don't think I'm actually going to color 2 different scavs. I'm just gonna like have 1 scav and then I'm gonna like edit it to be a different color, because who has the time? Not me. So I was thinking the scavs could maybe, there's gonna be 2 scavs. What if they resembled Artie's pups? What if I make them like kind of similar colors, you know? I don't actually remember the colors of Artie's pups, and could you stick? I do not have time to check it right now. It would be good to have like a blue and a green scav. What? It's almost been 2 hours? Then up next we have the one where Artie corners the 2 scavengers in a corner. Yes. These scavs are gonna be like the poorest little meow meows you've ever seen. The most wettest, the most pathetic scav. Actually, you don't get a spear. You're so pathetic that you don't even have a spear. There. 2 perfectly normal scavs that are totally not specifically designed to remind Artie of their pups. It could be cool if they were also like running into the corner, if there was like a little animation like that, but I don't think I have the time. Oh great. I got chamomile sludge all over myself. This could use more in-betweens, but I honestly do not think I have the time. Oh yeah, if anyone's wondering where Sofanthiel is during all this, I'm not drawing Sofanthiel. Sofanthiel is dead. I have killed your Blorbo, and I do not regret it. This is like a very unthreatening pose. Perhaps I should have spent a little longer on the sketch and like worked on some cool poses or something, but we are like way past that point now. Ooh. It's been another 30 minutes. Yeah, so this one's gonna be lineless because I do plan to, if I have time, I'm gonna have some lineless art at the beginning of this AMV as well. Designed to be fast to draw. Okay, pup colors, don't remember them. I will do something. It's done. Why is this funny? It's not supposed to be funny. I think it's because the head is like too large. Oh my god. It just makes it look like the scav chief has like a long neck. I am sort of starting to feel like I have underestimated how difficult it is to make these scribbly things look anywhere near good. So now I'm just gonna end up with these like mediocre scribbles that I for some reason spent still like kind of a long time on. This is seriously like really awful for my wrist. I certainly hope that it's going to read like blood. That would be all the high priority shots done. Now I'm just gonna move on to the lower priority ones. I think I should probably consider making the backgrounds first for the ones that I've already done, just to be super safe. The quality of the screenshots does not matter that much because I'm gonna blur them anyway, so like, whatever. Then I do think I will probably need to draw some buildings. I'm really just trying to save as much time as possible. I'd say that's one background done. Okay, you know, I think that's a very decent background actually. Like, I'm happy with that. Probably on par with the backgrounds that I made in Artie vs. Scav Chief, which is good. We're now 3 hours in, halfway done. So technically I now have 1 more hour to finish the backgrounds for these shots that I do absolutely need to have in my AMV. And then after that, I could work on the shots that aren't like 100% needed, but they would be cool. But we'll have to see what I'll have time for. I wonder if I'm going to have time to do like any complex editing, in which case I should like export this as like different layers. Or like all things considered, I think I'm doing pretty well. Like you can tell what this is in context, which is all it needs to be. I believe that was probably all the backgrounds. Now is the time when I get to draw some wrinkles. Wonderful and excellent. Okay. Close-ups are great for working on things like really quickly because there's less things to draw, but they can still be like very effective. 40 more minutes to finish all the animation. I think I could do like a shadow here. It wouldn't really cost me any time. I'm just realizing now that the Scav Chief video has like this exact same shot in it. I would normally not be separating. 20 minutes left. So the next one would be Stills in the Dark. This is one of those cliches that's like has got to be in every single Artificer AMV that's ever been made. I don't remember which one of the pups is the one that's like taking the pearl, but I do think it's probably actually the purple one, I think. Not my best work, but I'll have to do. I feel like I should check that I'm getting the pup colors right. But you know, it's like a 50-50 chance. Is it really worth? This frame was not meant to be funny. I don't know what to... I don't think I can do much about it. Just gonna be slightly amusing now. 5 minutes! Haha, no pressure. This is supposed to be like a very serious moment. But the way that I'm drawing it, I don't know, it's kind of funny. I don't know how good that's gonna be. So I think that is as much animation as I will have time to do, unless I have leftover time from the editing. Some of the animations that we have made, I think they could be better. That's subjective. Art is subjective. This is fine. Editing time. Where the hell are the frames? I can barely hear it at all, like over my computer fans screaming. These are gonna be some record slow frame rates.
The world I wanted at my
feet. You know, I did not take into account the fact that because I didn't make this a full wall, now the shadow is just kind of like sitting on top of nothing there. What is this? There's this random frame with nothing in it. I have failed to export one of my frames correctly. Yeah, see, that right there, you can't see it. That right there. Okay, we'll just get it in here. It's fine, no panic. That one's actually cool. I like that one a lot. Okay, I still have 1 hour left and I'm like mostly done with like the really important stuff in the editing. A transition between these two would still be just super great. Also, at the start, some scenery. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, you know what? Why don't we start with the scenery? We can have Artie eeping. EP Artie. Where is this? I have no idea. Yeah, I should... Where is my timer? Oh, I have an hour left. I think I should save like at least 10 minutes to just like some extra editing at the very end before transition. I'll just first make some random scribbles. So this time around I am actually just going to export these individually. At this point that is faster than trying to find all of these. So are we going to die, brother? Yes, we are, brother. That's how scavs talk. Oh, what if they were like closer together? Actually, never mind. I changed my mind. They are not brothers. They are gay lovers. You know, this is chill. I remember the last time I was doing this, by the 6th hour, I was like ready to collapse. When I have these two like running, the scavengers don't really look like scavengers at this point. Like I think I have, in my panic, I have reverted to drawing other animals. But whatever, I guess. Okay, I think at this point, I'm going to do like an initial export, which counts as time spent making the AMV. And then I'm gonna do some extra editing with the exported file, because some types of editing are actually way easier to do when all the layers are already kind of like smushed together. It also lowers the chance of some of my keyframes with the camera movement and all interacting with one another. Because if I mess something up, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to fix it. I want to do like this, but like bowing down a bit more. And then I want to have them both there. Like a little bit of animation, you know? Thank you, great. Because I changed the lyrics here, it no longer rhymes, but it also didn't rhyme to begin with. You know, that part feels so unthreatening. I have 2 minutes left, but it would be really cool if I could make something to make it feel a bit more urgent. I don't know what to do with it though. I don't have any ideas. What if I make it darker? Make it darker, that makes it more threatening, right? So everyone knows that if you make something darker, it becomes scary. I have 58 seconds. Oh, that's kind of cool. 34 seconds. Shit. Well, okay, so, okay. Yeah, I don't really have time to do much else than that. Well, I am excited to see what I've accomplished in these 6 hours. I think I did pretty well, but I guess I should reserve my judgment for after I have exported this. Let us see what we've got.
Here lies everything, the world I wanted at my feet. My victory's complete, so hail to the King. Everything you ever, and I am fine. Now the nightmare's real. Now Dr. Horrible is here to make you quake with fear, to make the whole world kneel. And I won't feel a thing.
That was an AMV! That was an AMV! I don't have any huge issues with how that turned out. And it's almost 2 minutes. A lot of it's because of like the PMV portions, but like that is an AMV that I made in 6 hours. Honestly, I am so happy with that. I mean, it's not the best thing I've ever made. The intro is like very cliched, and I still think this frame is so funny. And here, because of the blur effect that I put here kind of carelessly, you can't actually, there's a spear in the top corner, but you can't really like see it because it's so blurred. I would have had time to like that thing there. I could have rendered that better to make it clear what it was, but I didn't. I thought this would be shit. It's fine. It's one of my favorite shots. A lot of like uncolored pixels because I was using a weird method of coloring. This is surprisingly fine, the edgy part. It's fine. The parts with the scavs are probably a bit more scuffed than the rest because I don't know how to draw scavs. Like these scavs are, this part is still kind of, it's like supposed to be so threatening and then it's this, but you know, all things considered, for something that I made in 6 hours, I think I did pretty well. I can honestly recommend trying this challenge out, especially if you're the kind of person with a tendency to spend way too long on a single project. I think doing something like this where you just finish something relatively quickly, you know, it really kind of reminds you of why you enjoy making art. At least that's what I think. Highly recommend doing this challenge. Genuinely this time, I'm not trying to trick anybody into subjecting themselves to suffering as I was the last time. And thank you so much for watching. I'm going to have dinner. Bye bye.